What is going on, everybody? Jacob Bartley here to review the movie Game Night, the new comedy starring Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams. It just came out this past weekend and I happened to watch it yesterday, so I'm here to give my thoughts. Not that there's a whole bunch to spoil regarding this movie. It's not one of our comic book movies or Star Wars movies where there's a bunch of little details, but there are events that happen in the movie, what do you know, and I will be spoiling some of them for you right here. So if you didn't know by the title, this is a spoilers review, so there you go. Overall, Game Night, I didn't have too high expectations. I was just going in to have a good time and get some laughs, and that's pretty much what I got. It's not a good movie, it's not a great movie. It's decent as far as a film goes and the structure of it, but it is an entertaining time out at the theater. I don't know if I would spend $15 to see it. I wouldn't recommend that, but definitely on a discount day or something like that for sure. If you have MoviePass or one of those services, it's definitely worth going to check out if you just want to have a good time out. But like I said, not a great film. There's some enjoyable things in it, and I will start with some of the performances. Jason Bateman is great as always, even though he's playing essentially the same character he always plays, this straight edge, awkward type guy who has a dry sense of humor. He's always playing that type of character, but he does it so well, so why not? He does it again in this. Kyle Chandler, the actor who plays his brother, might have been my favorite part in this movie. He did a great job. He was fantastic in his role. Jesse Plemons, oh my goodness. Jesse Plemons, if you don't know who he is, he was in Breaking Bad. He's been in a lot of different things recently. He was recently in the newest episode of Black Mirror, in that Star Trek episode. He is putting together a nice little career and showing a variety of talents. He's in this movie, and he plays their next door neighbor, the cop. And he is hilarious. He's so awkward and weird in this movie, and he plays that role so well. He was honestly the highlight of the movie as far as the crowd reactions went, and I found myself laughing the most on his parts in the film. And there were some great one-liner jokes throughout the movie here and there, but it didn't really hit home on the concept for me. The reason why I was looking forward to this movie was the concept, the game night, the part where they're having this game night where it's a murder mystery and then you don't know what's real and what's not, and it kind of just went back and forth too much, and it just went way off the rails and didn't stick to one focus, into where it really lost me narratively. But I wasn't going into this expecting it to be a narrative masterpiece. I just wanted to have a good time, and that's what I ended up having. Like, the characters are really annoying at some points, other than the few that I mentioned that I really enjoyed. Rachel McAdams, I don't know if comedies are a thing. Like, she's great in Mean Girls, and she's a fantastic actress. Dramatically, she is one of the best actresses working today, in my opinion. But she didn't fit this style of comedy for me. I didn't really love her role in this movie. And it was okay. Her and Jason Bateman had good chemistry, but it just wasn't her type of role. Like, it didn't fit her style of comedy. Like I said, if you look at something like Mean Girls, she's hilarious in that, but she wasn't necessarily hilarious in this movie. I didn't find myself laughing at some of the things she said. There was a lot of annoying characters and a lot of annoying parts. Like, there's this couple in the movie, and they're friends with Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman, and the woman, she apparently, before they got married, she slept with a celebrity, and he's like, oh, who'd you sleep with the whole movie? The husband's so annoying in this role. He keeps asking her who she's sleeping with, who she slept with as a celebrity, but when it's revealed who she thinks she slept with, and it's Denzel, and it's just a guy who looks like Denzel, that was hilarious. Now, this movie is interesting because if you know who directed it, it's John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein. They're this directing duo. They actually wrote Spider-Man Homecoming together, which is a great thing to have on your resume because that script is, or the story and the dialogue and everything is really good in that movie. But they also directed the movie Vacation from a few years ago, the remake, which a lot of people didn't like. I got a kick out of it, but it was not good. And they directed this movie Game Night. And why is that important? Because apparently they're supposedly directing Flashpoint for Warner Bros. And DC. And I could see a lot of fans being upset, especially after this movie, because people hated Vacation, and I don't think a lot of people who are looking forward to Flashpoint or want the DCEU to succeed are going to look at Game Night and be like, that's who I want directing Flashpoint. So that's something to think about. I don't think they're directors, I guess. Maybe they're just not good at directing. I don't want to say this movie's not terrible. Like, it has elements that show me that they have promise as directors, but I just don't think this is what people are looking for when you're looking at that Flashpoint movie. But they did write Spider-Man Homecoming, so maybe they should just write the script for Flashpoint. Maybe that would be pretty cool. But overall, like I said, I wouldn't tell you to rush out and watch Game Night. I just think it's a fun little movie to go see. Maybe take somebody on a date on. Maybe go have some beers with your friends and check out just to get a few laughs. Nothing crazy. Nothing to rush out and see, like I said. So that'll do it for my review of Game Night. Thank you all for watching. Again, I'm Jacob Bartley for Apocalypse Movies. You can find me on this YouTube channel just like all the other guys that are on here, and you could also find us on iTunes. Subscribe there. We have our podcast, our main shows up on iTunes, and please don't forget to subscribe to Apocalypse Movies. If you enjoy all things film, let me know in the comment section what you thought of Game Night if you have seen it. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Thanks again.